Hi, I'm Sydney. I'm 21 years old. I go to San Diego State University. I would say I have a wide range of hobbies. Since I was little, I've always been really inspired by various forms of art. So I've kind of just dipped my toes into a bunch of different areas of it. So I've always loved drawing, painting. In high school, I really enjoyed ceramics, and now that's kind of led me into what I want to do in my future. I want to be an interior designer, so I'm studying interior architecture at San Diego State. I would say some of my favorite accomplishments would probably be going to college and also playing a sport my whole life and playing at a Division I level. I played water polo at San Diego State for 3 years, and then I had an internship this last summer, which I was really proud to get. And in that internship, it was through a remodeling company, so it was super interior design focused, and I was really able to learn a lot there. And kind of gaining these opportunities and these things in my life, I've just been super blessed to have accomplished these things. And I think that ultimately I was just able to be surrounded by really great people in my life that have supported me to accomplish those things. I would say my dad is probably one of my biggest inspirations. Kind of seeing him and his journey throughout my life and the way that he's impacted me. Seeing him overcome a challenge this past year, he was actually shot, and in that experience, seeing how he had persevered and kind of affected our family in the way that he really just showed how much time is valued with the people you love. And seeing his perseverance inspired me, and his love and the way that he shows that to people has just really inspired me in my life, and that's what's made him my role model. If I were to just give a general broadened scope of my advice for life, I would say to just value the people around you and the relationships. And I think ultimately, at the end of the day, when you go to bed at night, the people that you love and those relationships are the things that are going to stick with you and with them. They're going to always remember you by how you value them and that you love them. Just loving people is success. And I think ultimately putting yourself in a place where you can just sympathize and love and be kind to everyone. Despite different backgrounds and different things in their lives or challenges, just being that person and valuing people around you is successful. Some of the challenges I would say are things that I'm actually really grateful because they have shaped me into who I am. So when I think of it as a challenge, I almost think of it as like a good thing that's happened. So I would say when I was really young, I kind of struggled in school. I had an IEP when I was younger, so kind of with school and things like that didn't come as easy. So I knew that I would maybe have to try a little bit harder than the majority, and I was super thankful for that because it honestly just taught me how to work hard and find strength in it. And so through that, I was able to test out of that when I was about 12 years old in middle school. And that was probably a little bit challenging as a youngster because you have other kids around you who are kind of taking like regular classes while I'm kind of maybe a little bit behind, but you know, striving to be better and knowing that you can. And you know, if everybody else is doing it, you can do it. And so I kind of rolled with it, but I worked really hard to get to that point. And then throughout high school, I decided that I wanted to play Division I water polo, and so that's the next challenge that I set my mind on, and it was almost like a challenge that was a thing that I saw as being super healthy for me, and it was. And then by my junior year, I tore my ACL, so that challenge put me behind about a year of recovery, which your junior year is really the year of recruiting, so taking that out of the picture made it really difficult for me to ultimately kind of get to where my dreams and goals were. And at that point in my life, I also defined success as playing Division I water polo, being successful in my career someday. And that's where I placed my identity. And then going through a year where that was stripped away from me from tearing my ACL, I found that I had to find my identity in places that are much more valuable, like the relationships, people around you, the people who you love, and how you treat other people. So going through those challenges, I think ultimately created the person that I am today. And then going throughout college, thankfully I was able to actually accomplish my dreams and play Division I for a couple of years, and then just kind of finding myself in college, but having those reminders of when I was younger and those challenges really just shaped me to have a different perspective. My plans for the future, well, I plan to hopefully have a family someday and travel. I want to see more of the world and be shaped by that and just become more of a worldly, well-rounded human being. And I think that opening myself to new perspectives is going to do that. And I also think for the future, I would love to hopefully someday have my own interior design business. That might be way down the line, but I think just keeping my doors open for the future and knowing that I might not know what lies before me, but I also know that with a good mindset, anything is possible, and I'm just super open and I'm really excited for the future too.